Michael Chandler reveals how the fight with Paddy Pimblett materialized, shedding light on the negotiations and behind-the-scenes discussions that led to the matchup. According to Chandler, the fight came together after months of speculation regarding his next opponent, with multiple names being floated before the UFC ultimately settled on Pimblett. Chandler, a former Bellator champion and one of the most explosive lightweights in the UFC, had been waiting for a high-profile bout, especially after his long-rumored fight with Conor McGregor failed to materialize. Meanwhile, Pimblett, a rising star with a massive fan following, had been looking for an opportunity to prove himself against elite competition. Chandler detailed how the UFC approached him with the idea, initially presenting Pimblett as a potential opponent. At first, he was skeptical, considering their difference in experience and ranking. However, after reviewing the offer and recognizing the attention the fight would generate, he agreed. At the end of the day, fighting Paddy is a business move as much as a competitive one, Chandler admitted. He's got a massive following, and the UFC knows this fight will draw huge numbers. Pimblett, known for his charisma and brash personality, had been calling for a big fight, eager to silence critics who doubted his ability to compete at the highest level. Many questioned whether he was ready for a fighter of Chandler's caliber, given his struggles in recent fights, particularly his controversial decision win over Jared Gordon. However, Pimblett remained confident, stating that his striking and grappling had improved significantly and that he was prepared to shock the world. The fight, now set to take place later this year, promises to be one of the most talked about matchups in the lightweight division. Chandler, with his explosive power and relentless pressure, presents a serious challenge to Pimblett, who has shown vulnerabilities in his defensive striking. Fans are divided on the matchup, with some believing Chandler's experience will be too much for the young Brit, while others see an opportunity for Pimblett to make a statement by taking out a seasoned veteran. As the fight draws closer, both fighters have already begun the mental warfare, exchanging words through interviews and social media. Chandler has emphasized his belief that Pimblett is being rushed into deep waters too soon, while Pimblett insists that Chandler is underestimating him. With both men possessing exciting styles and a willingness to engage in firefights, the bout has all the makings of a must-watch event. Alex Pereira sparring Dillon Danis has sparked widespread discussion in the MMA community as he prepares to defend his UFC light heavyweight title against Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313. Danis, a high-level grappler known for his Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills, joined Pereira's training camp, leading to mixed reactions. While some fans and analysts see this as a smart strategy to sharpen Pereira's ground game, others remain skeptical, pointing out that Danis has not competed in the UFC and has focused more on boxing in recent years. Many question whether this partnership will truly help Pereira against a dangerous and well-rounded opponent like Ankalaev. Former UFC heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier recently shared his concerns about Pereira's training. He highlighted the fact that Pereira has been traveling a lot instead of being fully locked into fight camp. Meanwhile, Ankalaev has been intensely focused, already training at high altitude in preparation for the championship bout. Cormier suggested that the difference in their approaches could be a factor when they step into the octagon. Fans are split on whether this is a smart move for Pereira or a questionable decision. Some argue that Danis' grappling expertise could help Pereira address potential weaknesses on the ground, an area where Ankalaev may try to exploit openings. Others believe that Danis' lack of recent MMA competition and his shift toward boxing make him an unideal training partner for a fight of this magnitude. As UFC 313 draws closer, the effectiveness of Pereira's training choices will come under intense scrutiny. If he successfully defends his belt, this unusual training decision may be viewed as a brilliant tactical move. However, if he struggles or finds himself outmatched on the ground, critics will likely point to his preparation as a major factor in the outcome. Regardless, all eyes will be on Pereira and Ankalaev as they prepare for one of the most anticipated light heavyweight title fights of the year. Dustin Poirier versus Ilia Topuria? The MMA world is buzzing with speculation about this potential clash. Topuria, fresh off a dominant knockout victory over Max Holloway, has hinted at a move to lightweight. He recently expressed interest in facing Poirier, saying, "Just imagine a fight between me and Dustin Poirier. I love that dog." His words show both respect for Poirier's warrior spirit and a desire to test himself against one of the division's biggest names. Poirier, a former interim lightweight champion and one of the most most battle-tested fighters in UFC history, responded with admiration, saying, "A warrior knows one when he sees one." However, at 36, Poirier has strongly hinted that his next fight could be his last, ideally taking place in Louisiana. This adds uncertainty to whether this fight can happen, as timing and career plans will play a big role in making it a reality. If it does happen, this would be an explosive matchup. Poirier's elite boxing, durability, and vast experience would go up against Topuria's raw power, confidence, and unbeaten record, with Poirier being a proven lightweight contender and Topuria looking to make an impact at 155. This could be a fight that shakes up the division. Do you think we will see Poirier versus Topuria in the octagon? If so, who takes the win? Share your thoughts. Alexander Volkanovski wants to prove doubters wrong. After back-to-back losses, including a KO defeat to Ilia Topuria, many question if his time at the top is over, but Volkanovski has built his career on proving people wrong. Once doubted as a former rugby player, he dominated the featherweight division, beating legends like Jose Aldo and Max Holloway. Now at 35, some question his durability, but he remains determined to reclaim his title. Volkanovski refuses to let setbacks define him. He knows adjustments are needed after struggling against Topuria's power. His team at City Kickboxing will refine his strategy, focusing on defense and precision. Whether he gets an immediate rematch or must fight his way back, Volkanovski is ready. He has overcome adversity before, surviving Brian Ortega's deep guillotine and stepping up on short notice against Makhachev. With the featherweight division more stacked than ever, his path won't be easy, but Volkanovski's elite mindset, discipline, and will to win make him dangerous. He has silenced doubters before, and he's determined to do it again.